So, back for another episode of Believe in Boyt with the team I would have brought to the World Championships. Gonna do a couple of episodes with this team because it is a team that I had a lot of faith in and was not able to use, so I'm gonna use it right now. If you want to use the team ID is in the top right, as well as a poker face down in the description. Let's get in some battles. Well, that's a cool team. Well then. Haven't seen as many Hisuian Typhlosions as I expected. It should be good. You just have to have enough for Heatran. Right. They do have Cresselia, so they can Trick Room if they want. This is the game for Arcanine. Arcanine is good here. So I'm going to lead with Chien-Pao Arcanine. We'll bring Legion because it's the best Pokemon in the format. And Breloom is not that great. Golden Go is fine. And Roaring Moon is kind of... I'll go with Golden Go. Roaring Moon's alright, but... if it had Crunch, then I'd bring it for the Cresselia, but Golden Go is extra insurance. It's a cool trainer card. Well, there is the Umbreon. So, if they fake out either Pokemon, it doesn't really matter. The worst they can do is just yawn stuff. And I say that. Foul Play into Arcanine would do a lot, to be fair. I'm going to Sacred Sword the Umbreon and Rock Slide. And we'll see which one they fake out. Maybe they Nuzzle. And my Chien-Pao underspeeds Raichu, so they'd be able to Nuzzle first. But just hitting a Rock Slide would put the Raichu into extreme speed range. Sword of Ruin's easily going to help out with that. It is only Foul Play or Yawn that's... well, Foul Play's worse. Yawn's fine, I'll just switch. Because they're just not putting on much pressure at the moment. And an immediate Terror. Content with that, because that gets it out the way really quickly. Like, sure, the Umbreon's going to resist with the poison. Yeah, fine. You get to resist Sacred Sword for one turn. I'm not sure that's worth it. Yep, there's the Nuzzle. So they do now outspeed, assumedly. Rock Slide is going to connect with both Pokemon, thank you. Nice. That almost one-shot the Raichu. It would have one-shot the Raichu were it not for the Focus Sash. That is amusing. And now how much does Foul Play do to Arcanine? Well, that's unfortunate. But goes along with my luck. What? I'm not really sure what that achieves. They didn't have Intimidate on their team, did they? Like, I guess my Chien-Pao is now defense lowered. But is that bad? I'm going to Sucker Punch the Raichu. And I would assume that Flare Blitz is enough to KO. No, it's not. I was about to say with the help of the Sword of Ruin, but actually no, it's not being helped by Sword of Ruin anymore. So this Umbreon should survive. That is highly amusing. Obviously I'm going to get full powered again. No, nice. I actually get the Sucker Punch, so Arcanine does not get nuzzled. That is good. And Umbreon should now survive because Sword of Ruin is no longer helping. Like, my damage intuition is so good at this point. Yeah, Rocky Helmet, lots of recoil, all the recoil, and Foul Play KOs me. Just Moonlight, okay. But that won't let them survive another Flare Blitz. However, were I to... yeah, just about. Were I to do another Flare Blitz, then I KO myself. So instead, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go for an Ice Spinner and a Rock Slide, and that should still be enough to KO the Umbreon. They get up Trick Room now, fair enough. Doesn't really matter. You're not really putting on any offensive pressure. And here we go. Here comes my luck again. So miss the Umbreon. Lovely. And there comes my luck again. You know, because I can't catch a break this generation. But just a Moonlight, so that didn't achieve anything. Like, sure, Umbreon's still here, but I'll just deal with it eventually. It's not doing anything. So I will Ice Spinner and Rock Slide once again. Could have Flare Blitzed the Cresselia, but they're not putting on any pressure. Don't really care. I'd prefer for them to have to actually attack my Arcanine for it to be KO'd. Oh, there we go. I get some luck in my favour. That doesn't happen often. Not quite. That's fine. There's the foul play. You should have been doing that ages ago. Now, because they're poison, pretty sure it is now Golden Go. Do I even need to Nasty Plot? Because they are incredibly low. I don't think I need to. I will just make it rain and Ice Spinner. If they ally switch again, don't really care. It's the problem with going with like something like this. They're not really putting on any pressure. Like, sure, they KO'd my Arcanine now, but they lost almost half their team to do it, and they're not doing anything back. No, ally switch doesn't really matter. Umbreon will survive this Ice Spinner just, but then it's going to be in range of whatever. And Foul Play won't do much to Golden Go, because it's got really bad attack. Yep, not going to help. Well, not going to KO, I should say, because without the help of the Sword Room. But yeah, Snarl makes sense. They should still be in range of Make It Rain, though. I might Terra Steel just to make sure that that's guaranteed. Now, they can fully para me, and Sucker Punch will not go off into the Typhlosion. But I think I still need to attack. Good. And Sword of Ruin is helping with that one because Umbreon is on the field. But if I got fully parried there, then Eruption was just going to blow back both Pokemon. I will still be maybe okay because of Basculegion. Because Basculegion would then just go for Last Respects into the Umbreon, then into the Typhlosion. And does it survive 2 single target Eruptions? Maybe. Maybe. Because I'm just assuming it was Choice Scarf. And it would outspeed my Basculegion, but luckily didn't get fully parried there. Okay, pretty standard team. They've replaced the Tinglu with a Chien-Pao, which is reasonable. And Heatran over Chi-Yu as like the new standard, but actually new because it's Regulation D now. Do they select their team already? They haven't, right? Or is it just always standing by? I've forgotten. Anyway. Roaring Moon as a lead is not bad at all. But it can get intimidated. I mean, 5 of my Pokemon are physical, so Intimidate is good here. So Gyarados is definitely coming. Brennan does seem reasonable here. Arcanine is alright. Basculegion is definitely coming. Okay, I'm going to go Roaring Moon. And Arcanine is good here. I'm going to go Arcanine the lead with Chien-Pao and Basculegion. I'll have to see if they lead with Gyarados. Gyarados should absolutely come to this match. It's a cool train card. So if they led with Gyarados, it might be better lead with Chien-Pao, because then I can just Terra Electric KO it immediately, then just switch out the Intimidate. But this is fine. So I can just double protect, and I don't really see a downside unless they're Sword Stance. Yeah, I'm just going to double protect. If they're Calm Mind or Sword Stance, so be it. If they're Trick Room, that's worst case. And then next turn I should be able to Terra Flying, switch to Chien-Pao, and Acrobatics KO the Flutter Mane. With the help of the Sword of Ruin. Yep, there's the Fake Out. And Trick Room, and it's not good. Okay, it's Dazzling Gleam, fine. So they are usually specs. So I could just stay in. And just eat up the Dazzling Gleam and get massive Flare Blitz damage into the Iron Hands, but then they'll be able to Drain Punch my Arcanine and probably KO after all the recoil. So I will just go for the Acrobatics here and switch to the Chien-Pao. No, but then they just Drain Punch KO my Chien-Pao. That doesn't really help. So instead I will just rely on just KOing it regularly. And I will get the massive damage into the Iron Hands. Okay, that's probably the Gyarados, so I'm glad I did not just switch into Chien-Pao and sacrifice it. There is the Gyarados, but this is still going to be very good damage into it. Shame I didn't Rock Slide. Rock Slide would have been nice, catching the Gyarados. Because I'm going to lose my Arcanine this turn. And I'm going to lose my Arcanine. I'm going to be able to go into my Chien-Pao, Terra Electric, KO the Gyarados, and Breaking Swipe, and then the Iron Hands is useless. And next turn I'll be able to just go for Sucker Punch and Acrobatics into the Flutter Mane. I think things are still perfectly fine here. Like, that's good chip, but doesn't really matter because I'm going to Terra Electric it anyway. And that's also good chip, and I'm going to get lucky for once and get the burn. Clearly not. But Drain Punch after all that recoil should KO me. Unless my spreads are amazing. Fine. Of course, of course. Right, so my Arcanine should theoretically outspeed this Gyarados. Like, it really should. Because support Gyaradoses are not run fast. And I was expecting to lose my Arcanine here anyway, so I'm just going to take potentially the KO on the Gyarados here. Unless there's Citrus Berry. If there's Citrus Berry, that might put them back up into survival range. They are not Citrus Berry, and Rock Slide does outspeed and does KO the Gyarados. And I'll KO myself to Life Orb. But because they're -2, Thunder Punch or Wild Charge will do an okay amount, but not enough. Yeah, Wild Charge, they recoil themselves more now. So that was a decent chunk, but that's a lot of recoil. So, can't Terra the... No, because my plan was going to be Terra Electric KO the Gyarados, and I didn't have that available. I'm a genius. So, yeah, I was still going to Chien-Pao here. And Acrobatics and Ice Spinner should KO the Iron Hands. I'm not going to care about the Flutter Mane because I'll just last respects that at some point. I will care about the Chien-Pao. Okay. So they can just Ice Spinner KO the Roaring Moon and Drain Punch KO my Chien-Pao here. And Breaking Swipe there doesn't help with that. They Terra Ghost. That's my concern at the moment. No, I'm going to go for that. Oh, I ran out. I'm going to Ice Spinner instead. Okay? I'm going to time out into Ice Spinner into the Iron Hands, and I'm going to look like a genius. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Lost the 50-50 there. But now Drain Punch is going to KO the Chien-Pao. And that's not ideal anymore. No, it's not, because I've Breaking Swiped it so much. Okay. That's not the worst thing, then. As long as I KO the Chien-Pao this turn, I should be okay. So don't Terra Ghost, please. Nice. Okay, so they attack the Roaring Moon with Ice Move, like so. Then I should theoretically be okay, because they are -3 on their Iron Hands, so Wild Charge won't KO me. Last Respects at 200 base power is going to KO the Flutter Mane, and then I'll just be able to KO the Iron Hands after. So if they Terra Ghosted there, I was going to lose. But they didn't, so that's good. It's been a while since I timed out. Shame I didn't attack the Iron Hands. Oh, it should be choice specs. If they're not choice specs, they have a chance. If they are choice specs, I should have it, barring them ignoring my attack drops. I'm not going to say the actual word, because, you know, definitely jinxes it. So, last respects into the Flutter Mane. See, what I did there, of course intentionally, was not go for Sacred Sword into the Qianpao to make them think that I didn't have it, because some don't have it anymore, therefore not getting them to go for the Terra Ghost. This is my plan all along. Yeah, Terra Fairy, getting rid of Ghost type does not save you from this. This is now 200 base power last respects. You are not surviving. No chance. And because they're -3, Wild Charge should not do much. I should be able to survive too. I'm perfectly calced to survive too. So, this shouldn't KO, because I think you need Choice Band to get this KO. Or it just KOs. Fine. I might be thinking of the 150 base power last respects, but yeah. Basculegion is the best Pokemon in the format. Are people going to believe me yet? It's the best Pokemon in the format. Look how much damage it just bodied that Iron Hands. It's the best. Oh, another Hisuian TYPHLOSION. I was just saying there should be more. Excellent. So, this looks like a Roaring Moon and Qianpao League to me. They've got 2 electric types, so I'm a little bit more wary of bringing Basculegion, especially because Regieleki just outspeeds even Choice Scarf. Not a fan of Golden Go here. Breloom is entirely reasonable. Arcanine is very reasonable as well. Well, I could bring Basculegion with the intention of just going for Terra Fairy instead. Breloom can't Mach Punch the TYPHLOSION. I'm bringing Arcanine. I'm not bringing Golden Go. So is it Basculegion or is it Breloom? It's me saying that Basculegion is the best Pokemon in the format and then might not bring it again. But the Regieleki is an exception. An obvious exception for hopefully obvious reasons. So, although I can just Aqua Jet it. No, I'll bring Basculegion. I'll bring Basculegion. It's the best Pokemon in the format. That's a cool trainer card. So, immediate Typhlosion. Content with that, because what is stopping the Sucker Punch into the Typhlosion right now? Oh no, they get to find out I'm Booster Energy. Oh, they just found out I'm Booster Energy. But yeah, they get to see the Assault Vest at least. Now, do I need to Tailwind on this turn? Because I could just get massive damage into the Tornadus and put it in Sucker Punch range and then go for Tailwind next turn. But then I don't really need to because I can just Ice Spinner it next turn at some point. Yeah, I'll match Tailwind. And I'll Sucker Punch. This is like Will-O-Wisp, that's unfortunate. But it was just an attack, so goodbye Typhlosion. You had no chance there, and that would have meant that does mean now that Breloom would have been pretty good in this match now. But this is still perfectly fine. Because we've matched Tailwinds and it's a 4v3 already. And which Urshifu is it? It's Dark. Okay, cool. So then I can just go for Breaking Swipe and Sacred Sword. Do I even need to care about the Tornadus? I think it's Acrobatics and Sacred Sword, actually. Because Sacred Sword might not KO. So, yeah. I'm not sure I care about the Tornadus, and there we go. That was quick! And that's what can happen if you lead incorrectly. That is a cool team. That has got to be a pledge team, right? Because you've got three. I'm going to not avoid saying it, because I want to try and get saying the proper stuff. Was it first partner Pokemon, right? Yeah, it's first partner Pokemon. And they have access to the pledges. So they've got Gastrodon that can ignore Snipe Shot from Inteleon, which is quite cool. I see nothing wrong with going Roaring Moon, Chien-Pao. I guess Trick Room on Indeedee could be bad, question mark. But Breloom is very good here. So long as I take care of the Typhlosion. And then it is Basculegion in the back. So will they lead with Meowscarada and Inteleon and try to pledge straight away? Which they would be able to, because my Chien-Pao doesn't outspeed Meowscarada and Inteleon. So then I'll just ignore going for Tailwind if they lead with those two. Because they're going to get a pledge, but that's not going to be much damage. And these two are incredibly frail, so I don't think I actually care that much. So it just depends on which one would have the Focus Sash. Meowscarada is naturally faster than Inteleon, but they could have it so that Inteleon outspeeds, then Meowscarada would go for the pledge. But you would assume that you would want the special attack to go for the pledge, therefore Meowscarada is going to outspeed. So, I will Breaking Swipe, and I will Ice Spin on the Meowscarada, I think. I think that's the slightly bigger concern. Because both are so frail, I'll just Sucker Punch the other one. And that because I want to Sucker Punch the Inteleon, I might not Sucker Punch KO the Meowscarada. So here is the pledge, doesn't really matter. They got the speed control, and doesn't matter, I'll just Sucker Punch them. With the Assault Vest, we're living. That's got to be Choice Specs, right? Because that was Assault Vest. A Life Orb, close enough. So Choice Specs might have got me. Ah, so actually the play was just Breaking Swipe and Sucker Punch the Inteleon straight away, and then no pledge happens. So that was way more optimal. What was I thinking? That was so much better. Imagine thinking the play after it's already happened. Oh, but now I can't Sucker Punch the Inteleon because I have to Sucker Punch the Typhlosion. It doesn't really matter. Because I can just Acrobatics KO, well not KO, but massive damage the... I can get a double KO here, it doesn't matter. I just Sucker Punch the Typhlosion. I'm going to Acrobatics KO the Inteleon, and I'm going to Sucker Punch KO the Typhlosion. Sure, they get to go for a Snipe Shot this turn, or whatever. But they're not threatening my Roaring Moon. And I'm glad that I attacked this way around. Ah, that is a Pokemon that is immune, or makes Typhlosion immune to Sucker Punch. That was a good play from them. Shame I didn't go for Breaking Swipe then. This is Terra Fire, and that might push it over the edge. I think they might sweep me here because I made the wrong play on the first turn. If this is Choice Specs, I'm not looking good. Yeah. So it does this two-shot Roaring Moon. That's going to be pretty big. It does not. Okay. That is significant then. Don't you dare be Rocky Helmet. No, we've already seen Psychic Seed. It's fine. Right. Therefore... because I... like, either should be fine, right? Because Breloom would be Focus Sash. I can just go for... Acrobatic KO the Indeedee, and then Breloom survives, spores the Typhlosion. Then they still have the Inteleon that would then be able to deal with me afterwards. Basculegion would survive the... Well, no, they can Helping Hand this turn. So it should be Breloom, because then that covers for them going for Helping Hand, because I go for the Spore into the Typhlosion. Right? But that also doesn't work, because the Swamp will allow the Indeedee to outspeed my Breloom. Like, I've made this way more awkward for myself than I needed to. If I just needed to Sucker Punch the Inteleon, and I was just gonna sweep. Right, so I'll Acrobatics and Spore the Typhlosion, because then something good happens. They're just Eruptions, they are attacking. Now, do they outspeed with the Indeedee? They should, right? Or did I mess up by not going for the Indeedee with Acrobatics? Because then if I do outspeed, which I didn't. Oh, they had Dazzling Gleam, so I just lose. Okay, fine. That's not ideal. So yeah, I messed this game up pretty heavily. Because I saw exactly what was coming, and then did not make the optimal play. Like, the optimal play was just very clearly go for Sucker Punch and Breaking Swipe into the Inteleon. Because I was all like, I don't care about it, I'll just Sucker Punch you next turn, and forgot that they had an Indeedee. So, yeah. Not ideal. Highly embarrassing, but highly amusing for the viewers as well. That's what we're doing it for. We're doing it for the content. They have Psyshock and Dazzling Gleam, both of them for some reason, but there we go. Absolutely bodied. It just goes to show how one misplay can lose you the entire match there, because obviously Sucker Punch into Inteleon would have done it, and I messed up completely.